everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So in today's video we are going to be going through some bits that I have had kicking around the game room for absolutely months, and these are some bits that I actually got from John, a guy that we know from Lazy Bones and Maidstone Market. And this is a deal that I had been working on for a couple of weeks with him. And yeah, we finally, when I finally went round to pick up, I actually went round to pick up one thing, which ended up being another thing, and another thing, and another thing. Ended up literally filling the car. This is going to be very console heavy today. And yeah, just some absolutely cracking pickups that I have been literally dying to do this video, but today is the first opportunity I've actually had to sort of squeeze it into the schedule. But yeah, let's dive straight in and we'll start going through what we've got. So the first thing that we've got is actually a Dreamcast Dream Key. So this is the web browser that was released for the Dreamcast, because obviously the Dreamcast come with a modem, and then you had the option as well to buy the broadband adapter as well. So it was very ahead of its time with regards to sort of online access. We have actually got one of these in the collection. I think actually I picked this up off him before I managed to pick this. I don't know why I ended up picking this up from him. To be quite honest, he just chucked it in. He didn't sort of charge me anything for it. But yeah, we got that. They go for about £5 on eBay, so they're not massively sought after. But the next thing we got, I think these were sort of some of the last things that I saw when I was there. And we got a couple of magazines. So we've got a couple of issues of Retro Gamer. So first one that we've got is issue 234. As you can see from the cover, it is all about Sonic Origins. So yeah, not that old, but yeah, not something that I've actually got. I've not got any of the Retro Gamers in the collection at the moment. So yeah, I would admit it is something I would love to get all of the back issues for Retro Gamer, as well as Nintendo Power, but that's never going to happen. So paid £3 for that. That goes for about £6 on eBay. I'm just going to put it back on the shelf there, just so that it's out of the way. Next up, we've got issue 235, and if I remember rightly, is this Wonder Boy? Yes, Wonder Boy. So I will admit I've not got any of the Wonder Boy games in the collection, never played them, but yeah, it's another issue of Retro Gamer to add to the collection. Once again, £3 for that, goes for £7 on eBay. And then the final one, don't think we need to say who this is for. So this is Street Fighter 2, or yeah, I'm going to say Street Fighter 2. So this is issue 236. Once again, paid £3 for this, and it goes for about £6 on eBay. Then next up, we've got. So yeah, I think this is just sort of a visual novel of Resident Evil. So cartoon based, or sort of comic strip based. I will admit I haven't read through it yet. It's definitely something I will read through. It's from sort of 2009. This is issue number 2, and yeah, I don't really know anything more about it. So yeah, definitely one that I'm going to read through, and actually put that in with my Resident Evil collection. So for that one, we paid £1, and that goes for about £12 on eBay. So that was a really good pickup. But out of all of the magazines that I got off him, these next 3 are absolutely out of this world for me, and they are 3 issues of Club Nintendo. So I've already put them into some protective sleeves. I've got no intentions on reading these. I want them sort of kept as good a condition as I can. So this is issue number 2, or volume 3, issue 2 from 1991, and this is it's got Gremlins 2, the new batch, on the cover there. So that one we paid £3 for. Looking it up online, it goes for about £16.50 on eBay. Then we've got Volume 3, Issue 4, once again from 1991, and it's Solstice, I think it is. Oh, excuse me. Unfortunately, this one does have a bit of damage on it, so we've got a couple of rips in the front cover there, and also a big rip in the back there. But once again, I will sort of keep it in and sort of keep it as protected as possible. That one, paid £3 for that. It goes for £12, but obviously with the damage, it probably wouldn't be worth it as much as that. And then the final one we've got is Volume 3, Issue number 5, once again from 1991, and this is Shadow Warrior Ninja Gaiden on the Game Boy. And I absolutely love the Super Mario Bros. 3 ad on the back of it. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, I'm just trying to sort of think of the best way to display these, because I do want to try and get them on display. I'm thinking I might put them into frames, and see if I can find some space somewhere to put them up. But yeah, so issue number 5, paid £3 again for that, and that goes for about £12 on eBay. Then moving straight along, we've actually got hold of another Dualshot controller. So whenever I see any controller variants, I will always grab them. It's a little sub collection within the main gaming collection that I just love getting hold of. And this time we've got the crystal blue. So this is a sort of translucent blue Dualshot, the original Dualshot controller. And yeah, he had this sitting there. So I grabbed that off him. I paid £5 for that, and they go for about £15 on both CEX and eBay. Now we are going to get straight onto the consoles, and I think we are pretty much console focused until the last pickup. So the first pickup that we've got is one that I've been wanting to add to the collection for a while, and this is actually a variant of a console that we've already got. I think we've got 2 of these in the collection at the moment, but this was the one that I was really really looking for, and that is a Mark 1 Sega Saturn. So yeah, the way that you tell the Sega Saturns apart is the Mark 1 has these elongated buttons, whereas the Mark II, they are round. So our Japanese Saturn is a Mark 1, and then my main Saturn is actually a Mark II. But as well as the console, there is also a Mark 1 and a Mark II controller. So now that I've got this, I will try and track down the Mark 1 controller. So I bought this off John, and to be quite honest, all of the consoles that we bought off John have all been sold as faulty for one reason or another. So bought this, I actually got it home, plugged it into test, and it wasn't reading the discs. So I've given the laser a bit of a clean, and it's come to life. It is fully working. It does need a clean, so I've got to give the outside a really good clean. But once that's done, it is going to be minty fresh and added into the collection. Really, really chuffed to have this in. This has been one of the console variants that I've been dying to get hold of. So yeah, now we've got both versions of the Sega Saturn in the collection, and even better still, they are both working. Right, and where I'm going to put everything. So for the Sega Saturn, we paid £10 for that. In working condition at CEX, they go for £95, and working condition on eBay, they go for around £65. So yeah, really, really happy with that. Then next up, we've actually got 2 different versions of the same console here. And the first one that we've got is complete in box, and that is a Game Gear. So we did add a Game Gear to the collection last year, but unfortunately the screen was dead on it. Now both of these, both of them need to be recapped, and yeah, do need some work doing to them, but yeah, I really wanted to get this into the collection. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, obviously when I saw that he had one there in the box, I just literally had to snap his arms off to get it. Really chuffed, and as I say, we will do a recap on this, and then get that all up and running, and get it into the collection. So for that one, paid £25 for that. In the box, in working condition, they go for £170 at CEX, and then they go for about £80 on eBay. Once again, once they've been recapped, I think that's the recapped price. So yeah, really chuffed with that. And then the next bit that we got is we've got the official carry case as well. So yeah, this is the hard case. Once again, I am a sucker for cases and bags and everything like that. So anytime I see anything like this, I will always pick them up. But this isn't just the case, because there is also an additional surprise inside. And there we go. We have got the blue Game Gear. Now, if I remember rightly, the blue one is, just having a look, as far as I remember, the blue one was a US exclusive. I don't think it was released in PAL. So yeah, that could be a US variant. It's in really good condition. As I say, it just needs the, I'm going to put this case down for a minute. So, if I remember rightly, yeah, it's going to need new batteries. So there's corrosion on the battery terminals. Yeah, so all of the battery terminals are going to get replaced. And then we'll do a recap on it. And hopefully that will be up and running, because I'd really like to get this one running. If not, I will definitely source a screen for this one. Because, yeah, it's not one that you see too often, especially over here. We paid, for the blue one, we paid £15 for that, £140 at CEX, £120 on eBay. So it might be a PAL edition then. If it's sold on CEX, it might be a PAL version, but whatever happens, we will get this one working and get this into the collection. And then with the carry case, paid £25 for that. That goes for £30 on eBay. Obviously, it's a case, so it's not sold on CEX. But yeah, really happy with all those Game Gear bits that we got. And I think what I've done is as well is the boxed Game Gear does come with the power adapter in it. So it's got the genuine power supply with it. And I think I've had an extra copy of columns, so I've put it in there so it is complete. As I say, we just need to do the repair on it to get it back up and running. Then, next up, we have got well, I'm just going to show you straight off the bat, a silver GameCube. So this was the final sort of PAL console that I was missing in the collection. Now, unfortunately, this is a very sick GameCube. It is something that John basically told me straight off the bat. He did sell it, and in the course of it being shipped out, something's happened to it and it no longer works. So what you will remember, I think I've got it up here, we bought this a little while ago. So this was the GameCube that I bought. It's I think I spent like 10 or 15 quid on it, not hardly anything. It's all got a cracked case on it and everything like that, but it works. So the whole plan for buying that was to actually use the parts from that to get this one working. Now the only other thing with this one is it is missing one of the caps on the bottom. So someone's obviously had a Game Boy player on this at one point. So I will look to track down that cap so that we can have it complete. And then yeah, what we'll do is we'll get this up and running, and then add this into the collection. I think what I'm thinking about doing is having the purple one this side and then the silver one this side, and then just move some of the games to the end of the shelf. But as well as the console, it did come with the silver controller as well. It does need a clean, and it needs some of the thumbsticks replaced, but I have got some of them kicking about, so yeah, we're able to get that repaired. So for the GameCube, we paid £20 for that. Goes for £90 on CEX in working condition and £80 on eBay. Then next up, so this was a console that I wanted. I've already got one in the collection, and I wanted to get one that was not working, that I could do a proper repair on, because I've actually got some new tools to actually fix this particular console. And then I got it home, got it tested, and it pretty much works. And that is a 60 gig backwards compatible PS3. So yeah, I say it pretty much works. I will say it turns on, gets all the way to the menu, loads a PS2 game, does everything. But the fan does kick into high gear. So what I will do is I will get it stripped down. It's sort of, someone's already been in it, but what I'm going to do is get it stripped down, replace the thermals, get it all sort of sweet as a nut basically, and then if it does run without a problem, then I will actually start using it, because we do have the backwards compatible 60 gig backwards compatible up here that we got from the charity shop, and yeah, I'll be honest, I am scared to use that because I don't want any I am scared to use it because I don't want anything happening to it. So I have replaced all the thermal paste and everything like that on it, but yeah, it is just, I am very fearful to use it. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted another one, because as well I've recently got the bits to actually pull up the error log from within the console, so you can find out whether it's the GPU that's gone or the capacitors. So those are the two main things that go with the backwards compatible, and yeah, I wanted to have a go actually getting one repaired, but as I say, this one just worked. So I'll put it down there. So yeah, as I say, I will go through it, get it all cleaned out, get the thermal paste replaced, and then yeah, give it a good run, see if it dies or see if it does actually need a bit more repair work doing on it, and if I do, then I'll do a repair video on it. So for that we paid £20 for that. If it does end up just being the thermal paste, then you're looking at a sale price of £190 at CEX, and £130 on eBay. So yeah, absolutely amazing pickup there. Really chuffed with that. I was literally picks it up from him, half expecting it to be sort of an instant red light, and it was the polar opposite. So really happy with that. Then next up we have got, well, it's a Japanese pickup. And I have had a space, so at the moment over on my console shelves, I have actually turned what used to be the Atari shelf has been turned into the Japanese shelf. So I've got my my Famicom, my Japanese GameCube, my Japanese Saturn, and Japanese SG-1000. And there was one console that was just missing, and she had a space on the shelf sitting there waiting to put this on. Obviously I had to wait to film this video to put it on, and it is a Super Famicom. So yeah, recently we picked up the adapter to play the Super Famicom games on the PAL system, and I picked this up. Obviously, picked this up from John. John said that it was faulty, didn't work, and yeah, I will say I got it home, plugged it all in and it's just got no power. So it does need something doing to it. The other problem with it is someone has absolutely butchered one of the screws underneath. So I have bought a complete set of new screws as well. Yeah, they've mullered the case, mullered the screw, but yeah, as I say, the big thing for me was that I wanted to get the console and add it into the collections first off, but then also get this up and running, because to be quite honest, we've been buying a truckload of Super Famicom games recently, and yes, some of them, so the ones that we bought a couple of weeks ago in the random pickups video, I think they were bought after buying this, so I knew that I had it, but I just wanted to hold off saying anything until this video. But yeah, really chuffed to have that. What even makes it better is that it comes with the proper Super Famicom controller as well. So yeah, I've got the console and the controller to go with it, which is great. And then in addition to that, it also comes with 2 games. So we've got Dragon Quest VI, and then we've got Chrono Trigger as well. So Chrono Trigger is actually one that I want to get the power release for. But yeah, really chuffed to have those. So paid £15 for the Super Famicom. Looking it up online, it goes for about £60 on eBay. And then with the games, paid £2.50 each for them. Dragon Quest VI goes for £5 on eBay, and Chrono Trigger goes for £9. And I haven't got the prices for them for the PAL versions written down, but I know it's a damn sight more than that. And yes, right, so what I'm going to do now is I have got the last part of the pickup. And I just need to organise it on the desk before we go through it, because yeah, there's quite a lot to do with it. But give me 2 seconds, let me get it all sorted out, and then we can go through that. Okay, so we are on to the last part of the video, and yeah, this is absolutely massive for me. So this is going to check off one of my aims for this year. So yeah, I did kind of cheat with my aims this year, because I already knew I had this, but it is one that I have been really desperate to add to the collection. But every time I look at them, they are just so expensive, and I just couldn't justify buying them. But with the deal that I got on these, it was, yeah, absolutely superb. So without any further ado, we have got a Nokia N-Gage, but we, as well as having the Model 1 Nokia N-Gage, we've also got the Nokia N-Gage QD. So these are the 2 different models that were released. This is probably the one that everyone remembers. I will say that the QD does need quite a bit of work. It's going to need a front shell swap. It's missing a battery cover. So yeah, probably needs about 60 quid's worth of parts. But even still, it's probably something I will get done at some point. But this was the big one for me. So yeah, this was an absolute flop. But as I said in my aims video, I was actually working for, I worked for 2 different mobile phone companies, phone shops, and I was working there when these were out, and I really wanted one, but I just couldn't justify picking it up as my main phone, because what I like about this, so obviously you've got your number pad on the front, and then you actually hold up basically on the top of the top of the N-Gage is where you sort of use the phone feature, so you're actually sort of talking like that. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, it was sort of beaten out by things like the Game Boy Advanced. I don't think the DS was out when this was. But the big problem with the Model 1 was, in order to change the games out, you had to power it off, remove the back cover, pull the battery out, then put the game card in. Whereas the QD, they actually moved it to the bottom of the device, so you didn't have to power it off, which made a massive difference. But yeah, I really wanted to add these in, but as I say, they are just so expensive to pick up. So I paid £30 each for these, so £60 for both. And if I was to buy the Gen 1, you're looking at £130 on eBay in working condition. Now, I will say neither of them had batteries, but I've got plenty of Nokia batteries kicking about, so they both power on, they both work, they both play games. You know, I just say the QD just needs some work on the case, but unfortunately the only place I can get the parts from is places like the US, and then yeah, once you put shipping and everything on, I'm looking about £30 to £35 for the battery cover, and then about £30 for the front fascia. So yeah, I will get them done because I do want them both in working condition. And then the QD, if you were to buy that, it goes for £68 at CEX and £165 on eBay. So yeah, definitely sought after, and really chuffed to have them in the collection. But you can't have a new handheld without some accessories, and these ones come with a couple. So the first thing we've got is the MMC expander. Now, I'll be honest, I've got no clue what this does. Twice as many games at your fingertips. So I think what this allows you to do, so this is for the N-Gage QD, and I think what this allows you to do, right, this is a replacement battery cover. So that makes a bit more sense. So what you do is you put that on the back, and then it allows you to put two different game carts in, so you're not sort of swapping and changing. That's actually quite good. I didn't realise that. So yeah, I will be honest, I'm not going to use this because this is sealed. I'm going to keep it sort of sealed as well. So I paid £1 for that, and I couldn't find anything online about it. So they're obviously not common to get hold of. So definitely going to be keeping this one sealed. But in addition to that, I also got another sealed accessory, and this is the QD dual headset. So yeah, once again, the box is a bit battered up, but I can't imagine that these are going to be something you're going to find every day. So yeah, just absolutely overwhelmed the fact that I was able to get stuff like this as well. Once again, paid £1 for this, couldn't find any reference to these online, so I've got no idea what they're worth. And then just to finish off, we've then got an absolutely amazing Nokia N-Gage lanyard. So yeah, that will go up on my hook with all my other lanyards, which is cool. But as I say, you can't have a new handheld without accessories. You also can't have a new handheld without games, and games we got. So I know that there was quite a few games released on the N-Gage, but I have got what we got. We've got 10 games to add in, plus some doubles. So yeah, absolutely amazed. And I think all the ones that we're going to be adding in are all complete. I think. Yes, they're all complete. So the first one that we've got is Tomb Raider, starring Lara Croft. So this is a N-Gage port of the original Tomb Raider, and yeah, it's. I think I remember playing this, and yeah, it's not too bad. If you think you're playing it on a screen sort of that size, for what it is, yeah, really chuffed with that. I will say as well, I have got no clue where I'm going to put the N-Gages and the games. Next up, we've got FIFA 2004. I also will say there is no gameplay footage for these, just because I haven't found a sort of decent way to capture the footage for these yet. But yeah, I am more than happy to add them in. So yeah, FIFA 2004, your standard sort of FIFA game of the time. And I think this is the other thing that gets me with the N-Gages. If you think about when they were released, so obviously around sort of 2004, and they're putting these sort of games on these handhelds. Absolutely amazing. Really, really just can't get over it. Next up, we've then got an N-Gage exclusive. Yes, the N-Gage did get some exclusive games, and that is Ashen. And from what I can tell from the back, this is a first-person shooter. So yeah, once again, absolutely amazing. Yeah, it is. It's a 3D first-person shooter made exclusively for the Nokia N-Gage game deck. Yeah, definitely one. Actually, definitely going to probably give that one a go. Actually, in sort of after the video. Then another game that was, I think this was specially designed. I don't think this is featured on any other console, this version, and that is Sonic N. So yeah, I don't think the content of this game has actually been ported anywhere else. I think this is exclusively on the N-Gage. Yeah, I'll have to have a look. I'll have a look online. Have a look. I'll give it. Chuck it back in. So I played this one briefly, both when the N-Gage first released, and this was I think one of them, if I remember rightly, the QD actually come with the car-only version of this. So yeah, I was using that to sort of test the consoles. Actually, before we go any further, let me just run through. So all of the games, apart from a couple at the end, I paid £1 each for. Tomb Raider goes for 15, FIFA goes for 10, Ashen goes for 40, and Sonic goes for 8.50. So yeah, that Ashen is definitely an amazing pickup. Next up, we've got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Jungle Storm. This one goes for £10. And yeah, just your standard sort of, so once again, it's a first person shooter, sort of Tom Clancy Ghost Recon. Next up, one that will definitely be coming, will be going into my sort of normal rotation when I'm playing on the N-Gage, and that is Virtua Tennis. So I've said it time and time again, I absolutely love tennis games, and Virtua Tennis was the one that actually got me hooked on them. So I haven't played, I can't remember, I don't think I've played this one yet. So yeah, interested to see how that plays in comparison to some of the others that I've played. That one goes for £18. Obviously these are all eBay prices, there's no CEX prices for any of the N-Gage stuff. Next up, we've got another N-Gage exclusive, and that is Pathway to Glory. So looks like sort of a top-down sort of strategy game, mobile community warfare. Yeah, looks quite interesting. So yeah, once again, it was an exclusive on the N-Gage. That one goes for £24. So yeah, another heavy hitter there. And then I did say that there was a couple of doubles. So we've got two extra copies of Tomb Raider and an extra copy of FIFA. FIFA is complete, but the label on the car is quite banged up. And then with the Tomb Raider, one's complete, one's missing the manual. So yeah, I will probably, to be quite honest, if I can get £15 for Tomb Raider, I will definitely sort of probably sell them on, as well as sort of one of the FIFAs for a tenner. Make sort of, I mean, 40 quid we make back. So yeah, definitely good. And then I did say that there were 10 games. So the last 3 games are, I don't even know. Do you know what? I'm not even going to try and come up with some funny line for these, But we've got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but it is sealed. And I could not believe this. So yeah, we've got games that are essentially 20 years old. They are still sealed. And I have to say, this is in impeccable condition. There is no splitting, apart from sort of a sticker that's been pulled off the back. It is immaculate. And yeah, I was gobsmacked. So because it was sealed, I did pay a bit more for this. Paid £2. Absolutely broke the bank. But that goes for about £19 on eBay in a sealed condition. And then another one that we got was sealed was Pandemonium. Now I've heard of this, I don't know too much about it, but the name definitely sounds familiar. Once again, it's sealed. If I actually, yeah, it's IDOS. Yeah, but the actual seal on it is mint. There is no damage to it at all, and yeah, just absolutely amazing. So that one, once again, paid £2 for it. No, sorry, I've got that wrong. Tony Hawk goes for £15 in a sealed condition. This one goes for £19. So yeah, absolutely amazing there. And then the last one that was chucked in, I don't think this is a, it says Engage on the back, but it also says half dozen other models, and that is Speed Devils. You Play Mobile. Yeah, I don't know with that one. The seal on this is awful, so I don't know if that's how it come, but yeah, I'm not too sure with that one. Yeah, I don't know whether it's a memory card or what, or how you play that, so I might actually open this one up and see, because once again, paid £2 for that, but couldn't find any sold comps for it online. And yeah, that is everything that we picked up from John. So yeah, once again, some absolutely amazing pickups from John. We have had, we've got some amazing bits off him, especially over the last 12 months. And yeah, hopefully that will continue. But before we wrap up the video, let's quickly run through the totals. So everything we picked up, I paid £240. If we picked up everything that we could from CEX, which wasn't a lot actually, we'd be looking at a total price of £768. And then if we picked everything up from eBay, I think the only exception to that is the Nokia Engage accessories, and actually a couple of the games as well. We would have paid £1,165. So obviously those prices are reflective of once I've got things repaired and sort of working. But yeah, some absolutely amazing additions to the collection, and just so glad to have them in. But with that said, that is going to wrap up today's video. But before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. Timing could have been better because my lights just died. But yes, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.